We're now joined by Rams head coach Mark Hackett. And, Coach, this is a game a lot of the kids had circled on their calendars. I'm sure you did as well. To say the kids are amped up for this one might be an understatement.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those games where you hope they're not too fired up, that they make mistakes because of passion, but it's a good problem. We hope they're fired up. We hope we come out ready to play, and we hope we hit.
Now, Lawrence features a strong running game. Christian Powers, a great back. Defensively, what are you guys going to do to slow that down tonight?
We're going to play our regular base defense, and hopefully we're going to tackle him. I mean, we've watched him in film. He's so strong that he runs through tackles. When we get our chance to tackle him, we have to make sure to wrap him up.
It seems like every year you guys meet Lawrence, and it's always a big game. As a coach, what have you done to prepare the team this week?
We just work on getting better at what we do. I mean, there were years when we beat Lawrence, and they were looking to upset us, and now it's the other way around. I mean, they beat us 6 straight times in a row, and it's our turn again, we hope.
A lot of people know about the winning streak in the regular season that they're on. They haven't lost since 2005 in the regular season. Have the kids made mention of that at all or anything like that?
You know what? They only go back 1 year because that's the only time they've been on the team. So they feel like we had a chance to beat them last year and let it get away. But these guys didn't play 4 years ago. So, I mean, it's not that hard with our kids. I mean, they've got a great tradition going there. But our kids worry about what happened last year or last week. They don't really worry about 3 or 4 years ago.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Coach Ursum, thanks for joining us for a few minutes tonight. Just pre-game thoughts about this big game. Great night. No snow, no rain in the forecast.
Right.
Feels in good shape. Just pre-game thoughts before the game.
Yeah, we know it's going to be a great atmosphere come game time here, and we're looking forward to it. The kids have had a great week of practice, and we have a lot of respect for Bangor, and we know that they're going to be ready to play football tonight, so I think it's going to be a great contest.
We know that this is just one game in the season. This is going to determine home field advantage, hopefully. It's only one game. Obviously, you want to win it, but it's only one game. And if things don't go your way tonight, you can always come back a couple of weeks in playoffs, and you got to be looking forward to that.
Sure, we approach every game, try to approach every game equally with the importance having just one game a week. So, we really put everything into our preparation for our opponent so that we can play well. And you're right, though, if things don't work out, then we know we've got to go back to work next week and prepare for another tough team, and then we'll start thinking about the playoffs.
You're 2 seasons in 1. Thank you, John. Good luck to you tonight.
Thank you, Don.
Take care of yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening and welcome back to Cameron Stadium, where tonight the Bangor Rams, coming into this game at 6-0, take on the undefeated Lawrence Bulldogs. Bangor 6-0, Lawrence 6-0. Unquestionably the #1 game in the state taking place here tonight as the Bangor Rams look to continue a winning streak, and Lawrence continues to look to continue a winning streak that is more impressive. Since September of 2005, the Bulldogs have not lost a game. We will turn things over here in just a moment to our PA announcer, Joe Nelson. We'll meet the starters for both the Bangor Rams and the visiting Lawrence Bulldogs. And we will turn things over to Joe Nelson in one moment here.
Bangor High School welcomes you to Cameron Stadium, tonight's Pine Tree Conference football game between the Bulldogs of Lawrence High School and your Rams of Bangor High School. Let's meet the lineups. First, the Lawrence High School Bulldogs defense. At quarterback, a junior, number 2, Claire Blaisdell. Quarterback, a junior, number 10, Devin Belanger. Quarterback is senior number 21, Curtis Dow. Linebacker is senior number 25, Nate Letourneau. Linebacker is junior number 31, Derek Dickey. Linebacker is senior number 33, Christian Powers. Safety is senior number 35, Joshua Dearborn. Linebacker is sophomore number 45, Brian Wade. Defensive tackle is senior number 55, Alex Hotham. defensive tackle is senior number 70, Tyler McKean. And defensive end is senior number 86, Jace Belanger. Lawrence's head coach, John Hersum. Welcome to Homecoming 2009 and tonight's game between Bulldogs and Rams. Tonight we want to honor our senior class. The entire community would like to extend its sincere thanks to you, to the entire senior class, for its hard work and commitment to the success of our football program. Each of you have contributed to the great tradition that is Bangor football. Thank you. At this time, we will introduce the senior class. Number 8, Jordan Stewart. Number 10, Cody McGinnis. Number 13, Brian Higgins. Number 15, Max Alexander. Number 20, Ben Sinclair. Number 21, Lonnie Hackett. Number 24, Nate Lewis, captain. Number 28, Scott Simons. Number 30, Scott Farnham, captain. Number 35, Tom Durgan. Number 37, Taylor Wicks. Number 50, Nick Ryan. Number 53, Joey Clam. Number 54, Jacob Thompson. Number 55, Keith Austin. Number 60, Corey Willett. Number 65, Zane Sandin. Number 68, Ben Rappaport. Number 70, Alex Kearns. Number 72, Tommy Augustine, captain. Number 74, Joe Quinn. Number 75, Anthony Sullivan. Number 78, Andrew Logan. Number 81, Ethan Vance. And the last senior, number 85, Nate Hennigan.
And there you have the starting lineup for the Lawrence Bulldogs and the senior class of this Bangor Rams team. Our flags will be presented tonight by the Bangor Color Guard. And as you see, the Bangor Rams team getting fired up there out on midfield as we get ready for this one. Our Bangor Color Guard, the JROTC program, will be presenting the colors tonight as we have a playing of our national anthem.
The Bangor High School Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps is proud to present the colors. Commanding today is Cadet Second Lieutenant Lucas Desjarman. Performing the national anthem is the Bangor High School Band under the direction of Mr. Burnett.
There was the playing of our national anthem. Adam Mahaney alongside Don Joseph, and Don Lawrence riding a long winning streak. As an opposing team going in a game like this, what type of mindset do you have to knock off a team like Lawrence, who has built quite the tradition?
Well, that's an interesting question. I was talking to John Hersom, the Lawrence coach, earlier, and I'm sure Mark Hackett's doing the same thing. It's one game at a time. This is not the end-all to be-all. Looking at the numbers, there's 23 seniors for Bangor, and I don't think they've beaten Lawrence. But given night, anything could happen. This wants to be their night. It's homecoming. Wouldn't lose a draw. You're going to see them again later on down the road. You want to play a great game tonight. I'm sure the seniors want to knock them off. But it's one game at a time. This is one season within a season.
Well, they've lost to him 6 straight times as the captains go to midfield. We're going to send it down to one of the best in the business with Tim Kinney.
Coaches, best of luck to both of you. I know you provide great sportsmanship tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Good luck. Gentlemen, good night. Good night for football. I'm Mr. Kenny. I'm going to be your referee tonight. First and foremost, on behalf of my entire crew, we want to wish both teams the best of luck, okay? Number 70, I guess, Mr. McKean, you're going to call it. There's the head, there's the tails. What do you call? Heads. Okay, Mr. Snow, he calls the heads. I'm going to flip it and let it drop. Okay? And as you can see, it is the tails. So Bangor, you've won the toss. Now you may defer to the second half. You may kick, receive, or defend the goal.
We'll take the ball.
You want the ball? Okay, they want the ball. Which way do you want to kick? Or which goal do you want to defend? You want to defend that goal? Okay, put your backs over there. Bangor, come over here. Bangor has won the toss. Let me see you at this end of the field. Gentlemen, shake hands. Let's have a good one.
So Bangor winning the toss. They will receive. An interesting call there. A lot of teams like to defer, but I'm sure Mark Hackett and Bangor would love to get the ball, bring it down the field, and try to put some points up quickly.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. I think Bangor wants to keep the ball out of Lawrence's potent offense and see if they can punch one in early and see what can happen. Draw first blood.
Well, Lawrence will be getting set to kick off. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back after this. Lawrence and Bangor coming up next. Welcome back to Cameron Stadium. Lawrence set to kick off with Joshua Dearborn. Back deep to return is going to be Hackett, Hartley, and Simmons. And we are now underway. A booming kick fielded at the 20 by Simmons, up across the 25. Big hit and dropped down at about the 23. Tackle there made by Nate Letourneau.
Well, it's a fairly high kick. You got about a 3-yard return. Good height, and Lawrence could certainly get downfield in a hurry.
So Bangor's offense takes the field now, led by their junior quarterback, Joey Sacaricia. And the return of Tommy Augustine on that offensive line. Had a hurt knee, missed a few weeks, but he is back now and will be returning for Bangor. Tim Kinney checking with the officials, and we're going to have a official timeout here. While we have the official timeout, we'll quickly set the offensive line for Bangor. On the line, Andrew Logan, Tommy Augustine, Joe Quinn, Ben Rappaport, and Jacob Thompson. Quarterback will be Joe Sacaricia. The wide receivers, Nate Hennigan and Josiah Hartley. The tight end, John Kelly. The fullback, Max Alexander. And the tailback, Lonnie Hackett. Now, Hackett was just removed from the game, and Simmons will be in there at tailback position for Bangor as he gets the handoff here, running across the far side. Not going to pick much up against this tough Lawrence defense there as he picks up 1, maybe 2 on the play.
Looked like a blast just over the right side. Got tackle gap, the fullback leading.
And the defensive line for Lawrence features all seniors in Chase Belanger, Tyler McKean, Axel Hawthorne, and Matt Rowe. Linebackers Nate Letourneau, Derek Giggy, and Christian Powers. We'll set the rest in just a moment as the pass from Sacaricia is completed to Hennigan on the near side as he crosses up to the 42. Sacaricia completes the pass there. 37-75 on the year for 600 yards. Second in the conference, and throwing is Sacaricia. Hackett still not in the game as Simmons is still there in the backfield, number 28. Max Alexander in front of him. I formation for the Rams as Hartley goes in motion. It's going to be a pitch to the far side. Simmons trying to break the corner, not going to this time, as he's wrapped up and brought down on the play by Derek Giggy, number 31. An unbelievable linebacker, as that is now recorded there, his 62nd tackle on the year, and that's pretty impressive for a high school linebacker.
He sure is. He came up in a hurry. The cornerback read it very quickly. He came up in a hurry. And on the previous play, I noticed that the cornerback was giving him some space, and they were able to hit Hennigan on that quick out, a quick curl in.
And now we're looking at 2nd and 9. I formation once again for the Rams. Hand off to Simmons up the middle. Simmons hit and pushed back. Not going to pick up that much there. Number 2, Blair Blaisdell in there leading the charge. We'll finish setting that Lawrence defense, the defensive backs. Devin Belanger, Curtis Dow, Blair Blaisdell, and just Joshua Dearborn. Lawrence defense, very tough, and they're probably the most experienced and best defensive back unit you'll probably see in Class A.
Notice that when they came out that time, they moved the linebackers right up tight. They had a lot of men in the box looking for the timeout here. Looking for a smash or a quick dive inside, and they were all right up front waiting for it, resulting only in a couple of yards.
Bangor is going to take a timeout here, facing a 3rd and 8. And we'll see what the Rams do here, Don. As a former coach, you always want to make sure in that 3rd down position you are in a short yardage distance here, but Lawrence really not giving that advantage to Bangor.
No, they didn't, and they're right at midfield, so they got plenty of room to operate if they want to throw it or screen or go quick out. This is a tough call. It's early 3rd down situation. Obviously, you want to convert 3rd downs during the game, but again, Lawrence is in good. Bangor's in good position because they got Lawrence at midfield. If they have to punt here, they're going to put the ball probably inside the 20-yard line. If they can get down there and knock.
It's very quick, and if you have a quick defense, it's going to be tough for an offense to move the ball.
For sure, and you're looking for Joey Sakaricha maybe to roll out. He's got a couple of wideouts here, a slot and a split on the other side. So, quick.
3 wideouts, a quick throw here to Hartley. He breaks one tackle, goes forward across the 50, and brought down at the 49. Tackle made there by number 21. That's Curtis Dow. And Dearborn in there on the tackle.
They got a punt. They went quick, 3-step drop, and couldn't pick up the 8 yards that they needed.
So the Bangor offense not able to move the ball effectively there against the Lawrence defense, and now we'll see what their defense can do. As Hennigan's kick is a good kick. That ball is going to go inside to the 10, fielded cleanly at the 10 by number 25 of Lawrence. That's Nate Letourneau, and he's wrapped up and brought down at the 10. Good tackle there by number 24, Nate Lewis.
Very good punt. Good height. Gave the coverage time to get down there and didn't have much running room. Very good coverage by the Bangor Rams.
So Bobby Belanger, the senior quarterback, leading the team on the field here. Now Lawrence, they have their own featured back as well. Christian Powers, he is a phenomenal back. He's a type of back that's just going to run you over. Number 33, 75 carries on the year with 916 yards, 18 touchdowns. As you see the pitches there to Powers along the outside across the 10 to the 15, still going, and brought down after the 20, brought down to about the 22. And there you see some explosiveness and powerness from Christian Powers.
It looked like the wingback was able to come inside and seal the outside linebacker, and able to enable the fullback and the tailback Powers to get outside and pick up some good yardage. Enough for a 1st down.
This is the first time I've ever had a coach up here, but it definitely is a great thing. You pick up on a lot of little things like that. So 1st and 10 from the 22 now for the Bulldogs. Man in motion. Handoff is going to be to Powers again. Powers stood up at the line this time and brought down by, I believe it was Tommy Augustine. As Augustine making his presence felt there on the D-line. We'll set the Bulldog offense on the line. It's Dylan Forrest, Matt Rowe, Josh Perry, Jeff Hutchinson, and Tyler McKean. Quarterback Bobby Belanger. Running backs Christian Powers, Derek Giggy, and Nate Letourneau. Tight end is Mark Yandin, and the wide receiver is Joshua Dearborn. Bangor defensive line, you'll see a lot of new faces in there once in a while. Andrew Logan, Joe Quinn, Tommy Augustine, Josh Bishop. Outside linebackers, Nate Hennigan and John Kelly. The middle linebackers, Scott Farnham and sophomore Nick Coda. Cornerbacks, Lonnie Hackett and Ethan Vance. And your safeties will be Nate Lewis and Joe Sacaricia.
Well, it's still early yet, Adam. I think both these teams are trying to feel each other out, where they can find some softness in the lines, inside, outside. First couple of series, they're trying to little boxing match here. Got a movement on Lawrence. The backfield in motion.
So head official Tim Kinney calls here.
Prior to the snap, dead ball. False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Tim Kinney gives us the call there. It is a false start on Lawrence, and that's going to back him up 5 yards. Looking now at 2nd and 15. We talk about Nick Coda, the only sophomore on this Bangor roster that gets a starting job, a middle linebacker job at that, one of the tough positions to play. And already 2 picks and 35 tackles on the year for the young sophomore.
That's a tough position to play, and you got to learn quickly on your feet.
As keeping the ball this time for Lawrence, I believe, was 35, which is 25. Nate Letourneau with the carry that time. So Letourneau with a carry, not picking up much there, though. And they're going to be looking at a 3rd and long. They're saying a 3-yard carry there for Letourneau.
72 got the tackle. It was in on the tackle on that one. Let's see here.
72 is Augustine.
Augustine, okay.
So Augustine with the tackle on the play there. Lawrence now looking at a 3rd and 12. Back to throw is Belander. Throwing on the near side pass. Intended that time for number 21, which is Curtis Dow. It was incomplete, and the Bangor Rams defense answered right back.
Quick screen, made it look downfield just a little bit too early. The ball went off his fingertips. Now it results in a punting situation for Lawrence Bulldogs.
Now Sacaricia will be back to return deep here. Still no sign of Lonnie Hackett as he was hit on the first play. Not sure what happened there. Sacaricia will be back to deep. He's going to let that ball roll, and that took an excellent roll.
Don't move the stakes. Don't move the stakes. We got a penalty.
They're telling him not to move him now after we do have a penalty on the play.
Let's see here. Ball's on about the 23-yard line.
And if you're Bangor, you're hoping this is on Lawrence, as that was a good kick.
It's certainly got a good roll, Adam.
And it is a false start on Lawrence, and if you're Bangor now, you're hoping he doesn't get another roll, because that was one of those rolls where you just wish you would have probably grabbed the ball while you could have.
Well, you know, Lawrence is a little tentative. They've had 2 false starts on this series. This was a big penalty for them because they had Bangor backed up deep in their area.
We'll see what they do now as they've switched now.
Illegal formation, not enough men on the line of scrimmage.
Oh, okay.
Right, 5-yard penalty, 3-play 4th down.
Okay, illegal formation.
So it wasn't a false start, illegal formation, and now Lawrence is backed up to about the 1-yard line where you'll see the punter standing. Gonna need a good snap here. Lewis and Sacaricia now back deep to return. Another good kick. That's gonna take a bounce at about the 50. Not as good as a roll this time, as it's gonna bounce back and be down at about the 44. Bangor offense taking the field. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security Game of the Week. Welcome back to Cameron Stadium. The Bangor Rams offense now on the field as the pitch here to Hackett. Hackett breaks one tackle, not able to get by the next tackle though. Is there to make the tackle for Lawrence is number 45. That's Bryant Wade.
You see right off, Adam, the ball's on the right hash, and immediately going to go with Lonnie Hackett, give him the wide side of the field, see if he can turn it outside and turn it up. But Lawrence defenders forced him inside, and the pursuit was there. But they were experimenting. They wanted to get him outside if they could.
Hackett, one of those backs, if he can break it to the outside, you're going to have a hard time catching him. Give to Hackett again, up the middle. He's got room this time. Spinning before being wrapped up and brought down by Devin Belanger. But Lonnie Hackett appears to have picked up a first down there.
Real quick hitter to the short side.
So 1st and 10 now from the 44 of Lawrence. Hackett moving the ball effectively on the ground at homecoming night here in Bangor.
I see the wide side of the field to his right. Look to the right.
Zachariccia throwing, pass completed to Hartley, a one-handed grab across the 40, 35, wrapped up and brought down on the play, but a first down again for Bangor.
Real quick drop, just looked it over because he's 6'5", he can look over the line of scrimmage, lead him, there he is. Boom, real quick hitters.
And they're gonna take a closer look here to see if it is a first down. I may have jumped the gun here, but it appeared Hartley had picked up the first down.
He sure did, Adam. It did look like he was headed by a half a yard, but they're closer than we are.
And it is a first down. So Zachariccia passing the ball very effectively so far against Lawrence.
They've got a short field to work with. They started on the 44, and they got really half a football field to go.
Lawrence, one of those teams that do have a very experienced defensive back core. And they probably have one of the best ones, as we are seeing now. A pretty much packed house here at Cameron Stadium. They're lined up along the fence around the track. The bleachers are full on the opposing side, and here on the near side it is pretty full as well, as the handoff to Hackett spinning, picking up about 4 on the play. But I would say you have quite the crowd on hand tonight.
There's a power formation with Lonnie Hackett deep, with two blockers in front, looking to go to the right side. Just find a hole, give him a seam, and let him go.
Gain of almost 3, 2nd and around 7.
2nd and 7 now for the Rams. They line up with that I formation, and they have the big man and Max Alexander at that fullback position. Very good at leading blocks for Hackett. Zachariccia to throw again to Hennigan on the near side. He stiffs on one tackler, 35-20, the 15, inside to the 10, and pushed out of bounds. But Nate Hennigan, a great catch there, using a very effective stiff arm to break free through that first tackle and able to pick up the extra yardage. And that's the type of hustle that Mark Hackett's going to need out of the Rams tonight.
That's the second or third quick screen we've seen out there, a flanker screen, that have allowed those guys to pop it open and go around outside and get more yardage.
Very impressive play there, but more impressive was the stiff arm by Hennigan to free up and pick up some extra yardage. 1st and 8 from the 8 for Bangor. Handoff, Alexander up the middle. Picks up maybe 1 on the play.
Well, I wonder if they're setting something up here. Give the ball to the fullback, they're going to fake to the fullback, have Zachariccia roll out, run the option, and keep it. They got to keep the fullback honest.
2nd and goal from the 7 now for Bangor. No doubt they are in 4-down territory here. Hennigan lined up on the far side. Hartley in that tight end position. Handoff Hackett at the 10. Tries to break free. Wrapped up and spun down to the ground. Great open field tackle there by number 33, Christian Powers.
Speed against speed here. Those guys were Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali going at it on the outside.
Definitely Powers and Hackett will be 2 players that will definitely probably be up for the Fitzpatrick Award at the end of the year, as Powers offensively number-wise is just about equaled with Hackett, and defensively Powers on the year. 23 tackles, 3 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries, and 1 defensive touchdown.
So Adam, we've got 3rd and about what? 3rd and about 7?
3rd and 10 from the 10.
3rd and 10. Okay, they can't get a first down then.
You got to get in the end zone here.
Okay.
I formation. Hennigan on the far side, Hartley on the near side. A whistle.
Timeout.
And a timeout, Bangor. Now, as a coaching perspective, on a 3rd and 10 from the 10, what type of play calling are you going to be looking here? Undoubtedly, this is going to be 4-down territory for Bangor. I don't think we'll see the kicking game coming in.
I don't know how good their kicker is. I haven't seen these guys play before. Depending on how much yardage they get here, it's a tough call.
I think at any point against Lawrence, if you can get the 3 points, you take them, rather than trying to swing the momentum back their way on a big goal line stance. But
Right. I do. I think if it's fairly close, you want to try to punch it in. If you don't, they're going to get the ball inside the 5-yard line. That's a long way to go for a high school football team, to go 95 or 90 yards without making an error or a turnover. to score at the other end. It's a challenge.
Bangor gonna go back out there after they get the play chalked from Fred Lauer and from Mark Hackett. Matt Clark in there as well. Bangor coaching staff extremely experienced now as they brought in some new faces.
We got single coverage on the outside with Hennigan.
3rd and 10.
Yeah, he's looking right at him. There it is.
Looking for Hennigan. Hit by Sakarich's hit. Now he's scrambling. Breaks another tackle. Hit again. Still on the feet, but brought down at the 15. And that was just an explosion of the defensive line coming through.
It sure was, Adam. I was looking at at Nate Hennigan on the single coverage. He was trying to run a little bit of a slant, a deep slant, and he didn't have time to set up.
Looked like Lawrence might have come through with a blitz of the middle linebackers, and they were able to get through the hole, but give Sakarichi a credit standing on the feet, at least not losing as many yards as he was intended on first time.
Or losing the ball because he's looking downfield.
So 4th and 15, the Rams going for it. Back to pass, Sakarichi looking for Hartley. Up in the air, he's got it, and incomplete. He drops it in the end zone. Great coverage, though.
It was a great fade call, gave him plenty of room in the end zone. Nice soft pass, good arch, and he just couldn't hang on to it, I guess.
Great coverage by Curtis Dow, number 21 of Lawrence, a 5'11 senior on Hartley. Hartley went up, had it, but Dow was able to knock it out of his hands on the way down.
You know, Adam, they're going with a lot of quick passes. You know, 2-step, 3-step drops.
And I think that in that case, you got to give credit to that Lawrence defense. They are quick. The quicker you can get rid of the ball, the less chance that linebackers are going to get to your quarterback. As we are now 1st and 10 from the 15 for Lawrence. Handoff. No, it's a pass. Pass completed there to Giggy. Giggy up along the sideline. The 30, 35 still going. Up to the 40, and it's a fumble, loose ball. And it looks like Bangor is on it. And coming up with it is the sophomore, Nick Coda. So Coda with a recovery. And the Bangor defense is answering the task of the Lawrence offense.
There's a fullback just through the line of scrimmage looking for a little soft pass. There it was. Wide open. But you got to tuck the ball away.
And we'll see what the Rams offense can do now after Coda comes up big with the fumble recovery there. The sophomore playing heads-up football. I formation. Sakarichia fumbles it. He's just going to take a knee there rather than try to force the handoff to Hackett. Good decision there by the junior. 2:20 to go here in the first quarter. Score tied at 0. This is what a lot of fans expected. They expected it to be a low-scoring game or a very high-scoring contest. And right now, both teams letting the defense do the talking on the field. 2nd and about 11 for the Rams. High formation again here for the Rams. This time 3 wide receivers. Sakaricha hands off to Hackett up the middle. Hackett breaks one tackle, spinning, trying to go forward. Not going to be able to pick up more as Powers in there on the tackle, as well as Bryant Wade.
Now certainly Bangor tried to spread him out a little bit and loosen up the inside with Lonnie Hackett taking the rep to middle. See if his quickness could break it open.
3rd and 5 from the 40 for the Rams. Bangor this time lining up only with 2 wideouts. Kelly in there at tight end now. Handoff, Alexander. Alexander stood up at the line and brought down at the 40. Leading the charge there on the tackle was number 70, Tyler McKean of Lawrence.
Well, it's interesting that Coach Hackett has been throwing so much. It certainly has, usually you have your running game to open up your passing game. And he's combined, has a good balance tonight so far.
Powers and Letourneau back deep to return for Lawrence. A high kick there by Sakaricha that's going to take a bounce and take a Lawrence bounce. They're going to roll inside of the 25 before being down at the 19.
We'll see. They should bring it up to about the 26.
It looked like it should have been about the 26, and that's where it is going to be.
First contact, okay. 27, okay.
Lawrence going to take over now at the 27-yard line. 45 seconds to go here in the first quarter. A very quick first quarter. Only 2 penalties so far, both being called on Lawrence. And Lawrence now Pitch to Powers, far side, 25, up to almost the 30, maybe brought down at about the 29.
That wing back on the left side is really sealing the outside, giving them some room. But Bangor's pursuit's moving up very, very quickly and closing a gap. It's only got a couple of yards.
Bangor, their defense now looking at a 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs. Inside of 20 seconds, most likely be the last play here of the first quarter, as Belanger will bring them back to the line. Materno lined up here on the near side for Lawrence. As it's going to be a pitch to Powers again, up across the 30, 35, brought down at about the 36, and that's going to do it after one. Your score after one here, Bangor 0, Lawrence 0. You're watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security Game of the Week. I would have figured someone would have scored by now.
Bangor's had the better of it.
Yep.
They've had the better of it. They've had good field.
What the heck is this? Welcome back to Cameron Stadium. The Lawrence Bulldogs pitch to Powers on the near side. Hits Hackett, pushes Hackett back about 5 yards, picks up the first down.
Right corner.
And that's what we were talking about, Christian Powers. He's not the make you miss type back. He's the I'm going to hit you and run you over type back.
I haven't kept track of who's carrying the ball when, but because Lonnie was out for several series, and Powers has been in the whole game, but he hasn't carried a real lot yet. Fair share, that's about it.
You pointed?
Here we go. Lawrence looking at a 1st and 10 now. Handoff Powers again. Far side, breaks through the line. Hit, stood up by Sacaricia. Brought down on the play there. Sacaricia, a very big safety for this Rams team. Not too often do you see your starting quarterback in there for kick returns, punt returns, and at the safety position.
No, but you know, when you get good athletes, you try to use them and you try to protect them a little bit. Well, they got 5 yards on the first down. That's a lot of yardage.
Lawrence now looking at a 2nd and 5. Man in motion, faking the handoff. Lander looking to throw now, throwing deep down the field and just over the outstretched arm of Mark Yannigan.
A 2nd and 5, you got room to do that because you got 3rd and 5 still. You picked up a lot of yardage on the first down, and you can play with that pass and keep them honest and maybe go big. But now you got to get some yardage here.
I'm going to say 3rd and a long 4. It looks like 5 from up here. We'll see what Coach Hersom and the Bulldogs do here. My guess would be give it to Powers. He seems to be picking up like big chunks of yards for you every time he touches the ball.
He does. He's right in the middle of the field now, so you don't know which way they're going to go.
And they line up here, 3-back set. Belanger back to throw again. Looking down the middle of the field. That pass batted away. Almost intercepted there by Sacaricia. And I'm sorry, but when you're throwing against someone that's 6'5" and you're trying to intend the pass to a 5'11" player, the chances are he's not going to out-jump Joe Sacaricia.
Nope, and Powers was going out into the flat, that deep flat that time too. He couldn't find him.
And you see Sacaricia here, back to return.
It's an interesting call because he had 2nd and 4 or whatever it was. A short punt here at him.
Very high punt though. Picks about at the 35, and it's going to roll out of bounds at the 35.
I think he gained about 15 yards on that punt. That was about it. But it was going back to, he had 2nd and 5, went with 2 pass plays. He couldn't pick it up. Now they got to punt the ball.
10:53 to go here in the second quarter. Bangor and Lawrence all knotted up at 0. As Sacaricio will take the field. Hackett going to be in the backfield. Hartley and Hennigan, your wideout. Max Alexander still in there at that fullback position. Handoff Hackett up the middle, up across to the 40. Brought down on the play. Going to say he was down before that ball popped out though. Tackle made there by Derek Giggy. As we mentioned about Giggy earlier, coming into the game with 61 tackles. That's a player that is all over the field all game to rack up 61 tackles.
Yeah, because some of these guys are only playing a half a game. Now they got the power eye in.
Handoff, Hackett again, up the middle, 45, breakthrough. On spinning through the 50, wrapped up, brought down on the play there. Lonnie Hackett with a big carry, tackle made by Blair Blaisdell. But a first down for the Rams.
That's the second time we've seen the power eye, and it's not on the goal line, it's in the open field. Gives them some room.
And we will have a whistle and a timeout for Lawrence. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security Game of the Week.
Football is a rough game and fun.
Welcome back to Cameron Stadium. The handoff to Hackett. Hackett wrapped up, trying to spin away, but holding on to the shoelaces was Nate Letourneau of Lawrence.
The game is about one here.
Tackled by Giggy.
So far, this has been a very big defensive battle.
And there's no question that Lawrence is very aware of Hackett trying to get outside. Here comes Scott Farnham. They may be going to the power eye again.
Farnham is checking into the game.
Here we go.
Here we go. Handoff. Hackett again picking up 2 extra blocks this time and still not going to go anywhere. As Powers in there on the tackle, as well as number 86, Chase Belanger. Getting up first from the pile is number 70, Tyler McKean. And when you get hit by 3 linemen and you're in that power eye formation, that Lawrence Bulldog defense was able to outmuscle Bangor.
Yeah, they had a 4-3 defense, and they had the linebackers right up tight for that power eye. So let's see if they bounce it out. Okay, they got almost like they got 8 guys in the box. Trying to get outside.
Hand off to Hackett. Breaking through, up across the 30, knocked down at about the 28. And it looked like a Bangor player may have got away with a hold there. As Hawthorne was coming across, had his jersey pulled. Pretty good, but picked up the first down. No flags on the play, so Bangor catches the break there.
8 guys in the box, Adam. They brought the extra linebackers and cornerbacks up tight. He bounced it outside and got plenty of room.
They have tried to run up the middle continuously. We'll see what they do here. They're lining up again. They're stacking up right on that line of scrimmage. Handoff, Hackett again. Hit, bounces off the line, back up across the 25 to the 20. Pushed out of bounds at about the 17. Christian Powers with the tackle there. And that was great driving there by Hackett. He hit that pile, was able to back up and find room to the outside.
Maybe a first down here. You've got to get to his legs. You've got to find him first behind that big line and then get to his legs because he's going to keep him moving and bounce it right outside.
And Tim Kinney says that's going to be enough for a first down. So 1st and 10 from the 18. Bangor's been down this far once before. It didn't result in anything. And here we go again, lining up that I formation with Hennigan on the far side. Hartley not in the game at this point. Hands off to Hackett. Hackett up the middle, hit at the line, and pushed back there. And you see Christian Powers pushing him back. Leading the charge, though, was Derek Giggy once again.
I'm looking outside because the split end is a single coverage, and you get all kinds of real estate out there. Let's see if they go for a slant or a post or something like that.
This Lawrence defense, size-wise, when you line up 210, 240, 306, 180, you get a pretty big defensive line.
Well, there it is.
And up to Sacaricio, the pass to
Yep.
Hennigan, thrown behind him.
for Hennigan.
Two-step or three-step drop.
And it looked like that might have been like a silent snap as they snapped the ball and no one really moved right off.
They didn't. They looked like they were didn't expect it to line.
And that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 from the 16. We'll see if this is going to be 4-down territory for the Rams once again. The way their defense is playing, I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but 3rd and 8 from the 16 now for the Rams.
And that power eye has worked well for them. So they're going to regular eye here.
Trying to get in the,
It's not right.
on the far side. Handoff this time is going to be to Hartley. Hartley breaks through at the 15, the 10, the 5, going towards the end zone and wrapped up at about the 4. So a great play call there as Josiah Hartley picks up enough for the first down.
Yeah, just the reverse. Wing back on the right side came across the line. Action was going right. He went left. Outside handoff. Here we go.
Lawrence not expecting anything like that on this play as they were able to pick up the first down and more. Hartley, though, had to spring himself from that initial tackle to pick up that first down.
That's the advantage, Adam, of putting the ball in your outside arm. Gives you inside arm free for the stiff arm, which he was able to do.
So Bangor knocking on the door here. 1st and goal from the 5 to Hackett. Stood up at the line, though.
Power eye again.
And picks up maybe 1 or 2 on the play. Powers leading the tackle there, as well as number 77. That's Jeff Hutchinson in there on the tackle as well. So 2nd and 3 now. And we'll see how good this Lawrence Bulldog goal line defense is, as they really are backed up.
They've been in the game a lot, the defense. Offense hasn't run many plays. Power eye again.
And off Hackett. Hackett hits that pile again. Pushing. Not going to get it this time as he picks up maybe 1 or 2 again here. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they gave the ball to Max Alexander on this one, as he is a much bigger back than Hackett.
Or they might fake the handoff and have Sakarichi roll out and then have the tight end slip out into the flat. Those blast passes are tough to defend. They're going to take a timeout and talk about it.
Bangor is going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. Bangor facing a 3rd and 2 from the 2. You're watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security Game of the Week. I could see them faking it to Hackett and Sakaricha keeping it himself.
He's a strong kid. He's got great strides.
But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised still if Lawrence stood him up here at the 2.
They've ran, they must have run close to 18 to 20 plays.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Lawrence has ran, maybe 10?
No, that.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the good momentum going there. They fumbled.
That was the first play.
Yeah. They haven't really had much going.
No.
You gotta wonder what would happen if they didn't get flagged on that punt, though.
Right. Big penalty.
Yeah, because you had Bangor backed up inside the 10. All right, Eric, here we go. And 5, 4. Welcome back to Cameron Stadium. The Rams at the 2. Sakaricha gets it. Fakes the handoff to Hackett, looking to throw. Giving chase here is Belanger throwing end zone. Feet are not in. Out of bounds. Pass completed, though, to Kelly, but tiptoeing the line. Not able to keep his feet in. And amazing how many people come to look at our TV when something like that happens.
Can't.
And it looks like it was just on the sideline.
Well, the official was right there. Sakaricha threw a great ball on the run, running to his right, and in through, threaded the needle a little bit. Guys coming across his face. Go ahead, Adam.
So 4th and 2 now from the 2. Great coverage there, and now Bangor. The crowd on their feet. In a packed house here at Cameron Stadium. 4th and 2. Handoff. Hackett diving. End zone. And he's in for 6. Lonnie Hackett diving up and over the pile to put it in for 6.
That looked like just a smash play. Quick hitter, fullback winning fast. He went right over the top.
And now Hennigan will be in to kick the extra point here. big touchdown for Lonnie Hackett, number 15 on the year. Good snap. Hennigan's kick is up, and it's no good. No good. So
wide right.
Big kick there. We're going to take a break. Bangor 6, Lawrence nothing. You're watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security Game of the Week. Welcome back to Cameron Stadium. The Bangor Rams putting it in from 2 yards out with Lonnie Hackett. And now they're up in this one 6-0. Hennigan's kick, a short one, fielded cleanly by number 16. And that's Mark Yenden. And he's going to cross up across the 35 to the 36. Now, Don, it's going to be very interesting to see how this Bulldogs offense responds here.
Well, it's interesting. They didn't want to go to Powers deep. They're giving Lawrence the ball on about the 35-yard line. It's a high kick, relatively short, but they're gonna.
Well, I think I'd rather kick that short kick rather than kick it to Powers and give them the chance to run one back.
I think that's what Coach Hackett's saying. Our defense is gonna come up and match their offense. We got a timeout here for something.
An official's timeout as they're getting the chain fixed on the far side here. As they're gonna mark it. We'll be set to go here. So Lawrence trailing in this one, 6-0 here. 6:28 to go in the second quarter.
I think this is their fourth series.
See if Bobby can say any numbers for Bangor.
Hand off to Powers. Powers.
No, fullback right up the middle. Yep.
Hand off to the fullback. That's Curtis Dow with the carry. Excuse me, Giggy with the carry. And me fooled.
Yeah, he's got about six yards. So now they've got second relatively short, so they can play with it down passing again, which hurt them last time because they passed twice and didn't make it.
Very strong running game with Giggy and Powers. But the Bulldogs offense been held in check here by Bangor. Augustine, number 72, you see him lined up right up close there. Fumble. Picked up cleanly at the 40, spun around and dropped. Sacarici exploding in from that safety position to make the tackle there.
I didn't pick up where he was at him, but he must have been pretty close to the line of scrimmage because he didn't waste any time getting there.
So Sacarici with the tackle there, a loss of 2, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4.
3rd down and 4, ball at the 42.
As this Bangor defense is doing everything they can here to hold Lawrence in check. It's 3rd and 4 from the 42. Handoff given to Dow. Dow wrapped up and brought down there. Leading the charge for Bangor, number 78, Andrew Logan.
They've got their safeties about 8 yards from the line of scrimmage, 7 to 8 yards. So they're playing fairly tight. They don't respect the passing game of Lawrence, and it's been paying off because they've been able to come up and make some hits.
So Dearborn will be back deep to punt. Gets the kick away. It's going to take a bounce inside the 40. Take a good roll for Lawrence. Going to be down at about the 31-yard line. So we'll take a quick break. Bangor coming on the field. You're watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security Game of the Week. Shotgun formation here now for Sacarici and Bangor. High snap, hand to Hackett. Hackett crosses at the 32, back into the 30. Spun around, dropped by Powers. And that shotgun formation, you would think they were trying to spread the defense out, but Christian Powers showing some speed, wrapping them up for a loss.
Yeah, it's a very good open field tackle against a very quick back.
Single back formation. No, they're going to go into the shotgun once again here.
I'm looking for a screen here at some point.
Sacarici are going deep down the field for Hennigan. That pass is picked off by Dearborn. Dearborn with the interception. Great coverage as he put himself in a great position. You always want to position yourself ball you man. And he cut off Hennigan and made a great over-the-shoulder interception.
Turned the last minute, reeled the ball in. and the defender, the Bangor defender, couldn't help him there. He just made a great reception.
We'll see what Lawrence can do now. As they've just forced a turnover, we'll see if they can pick up some momentum here. As they line up again here. I'm not sure what to call this formation. Handoff, given to Powers, up the middle. Up across the 50, brought down at the 49. What is the correct call of this formation?
I think it was a double wing.
That's what I thought it was, but
Yeah.
you'll notice a lot of the double wings, the running backs usually are in tighter more to the quarterback, and Lawrence are able to spread them out a little bit.
Gain of around 7.
Well, they've had a lot of yards on the first down, and they haven't been able to keep converting.
They'll line up again this time now in an I formation. We'll see if they run it on that far side, which they have been doing. Big block there. Spreading some room, picking up a first down is Powers up across the 40, tiptoeing into the 33-yard line before the tackle made there by Nick Coda. But a huge block in the backfield by Curtis Dow is what opened that up. Or excuse me, Derek Giggy.
Fullback kicked out. He cut up inside.
Giggy was able to explode on the outside with a big block, which allowed Powers to free up to the far side. Pick up that much-needed first down. And that right there is probably the biggest play Lawrence has had in this entire first half.
I think this is the deepest penetration they've had.
Inside to the 34 now. Man in motion.
2 men in motion, and they got a penalty. 2 guys are in motion.
At this point, you just want to try to get rid of the ball, but make sure you don't lose more than 5 yards.
Let's see if they take the penalty or they take the down.
We'll see what Bangor will decide to do. They've backed them up a little bit here, so.
They may take the down here. I don't know. They lost. That's Lawrence's 3rd penalty.
Illegal shift. Offense. That penalty's declined.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Second down.
They'll take the down. They've already lost 3 yards. Now they're going to lose the first down.
And as Lawrence has been picking up big chunk of yardage on that first down, and now they're going to be looking at now 2nd and 14, 3 minutes ago, second quarter. Bangor 6 and Lawrence nothing here. Biggest Class A matchup of the night, possibly so far of the year. 2 unbeatens coming into this game.
They got Powers split out deep here, Adam, on the outside.
Landry looking to throw, throwing on the far side. Pass is going to be incomplete, as it was intended for Giggy. Great coverage on the play there by the senior, Scott Farnham. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 14.
Well, with that incompletion, you got 2:40 left. Bangor could get the ball back, and who knows before the half. Lawrence wants to get something on the board, I'm sure.
Bangor so far pitching a shutout here, 6-0. Lawrence trying to answer. Ball placed at the 38, looking at a 3rd and 14 now for the Bulldogs.
Powers in a split backfield. There's a reverse.
Reverse here, carrying it now is Dearborn. Dearborn up across the 35. Now you saw the handoff to Powers. Powers flips it back to Dearborn. Dearborn gets it up to the 35, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 10, and we'll see what Coach Hersom does here. But it appears he's going to punt it away.
He took it inside, maybe a little bit too short. There was room on the outside with some blockers, and sometimes you get a little nervous. You want to get it up inside and get some yardage.
We'll see what Zacarici. High snap as the rush came in. Kick is going to take a bounce, and it takes the Lawrence bounce inside the 10, inside the 5, and down at the 4. Now their punter has only had one not so great punt. Other than that, he's had great punts, putting him deep into Bangor territory.
With no returns.
And now you see a quick defense coming on the field in Lawrence with a ball placed at the 4. Bangor's going to be on their toes here and make sure they don't get pushed back.
And you got a minute 54, so and you're backed up deep, so I would think that Coach Hackett would be very conservative here, not making any mistakes, passing the ball. Plus, Lonnie Hackett could take it deep anytime. But As far as throwing, I think he's going to be very conservative here.
As you see, Hackett has to line up in the end zone here.
We got an unbalanced right. There's a quick pitch.
Pitch far outside to Hackett. Hackett up to about the 5, picks up to maybe the 6. So he picks up 2. Trying to give his line some room here. It'll be interesting to see if, I don't know if Lawrence has any timeouts left, but it'll be interesting to see if they use some of them here, trying to stop this clock and get the ball back.
Bangor got to the line of scrimmage very quickly. It looked like they went off balance right. As soon as they were set, they pitched the ball to Lonnie to see if he could spring it deep on the outside.
And we're looking at 2nd and 8 from the 6 now. I formation. Give this to Hackett up the middle. Hit and drop. And he may have lost yardage there as he hit at about the 5. 55, Axel Hotham. And at 6'1", 306, when you break through the line and Lonnie Hackett's running at you.
Yeah, gave him a bear hug.
Timeout Lawrence. Great timeout call there. We'll take one too. 1:08 to go. Second quarter. Bangor 6, Lawrence nothing. For the Rams from the 6. High formation for Bangor. Sacaricia back to pass. Looking on the near side for Hartley. That pass is up in the air. Caught by Hartley. And let's see if he was in bounds. They're saying he was. Caught and completed at about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, just a sideline pass, put over his outside shoulder. If he couldn't get it, it'd be going out of bounds. It was a very safe pass, as long as you run it right.
Now we're looking 1st and 10 from the 34, and if you're Lawrence, you didn't want that first down to happen.
He floated it right over Blaisdell's shoulder and into Hartley's hands.
Sacaricia, delayed handoff to Hackett. Hackett breaking a couple tackles, hit and dropped on the play there. Christian Powers in there on the tackle, as Bryant Wade in there on the tackle as well. Wade getting a lot of playing time in this one. Wade, a sophomore.
48 seconds and counting.
No huddle offense here now for Bangor. Shotgun formation. Dropped by Sacaricia. Now he's going to have to hurry. Rustles and throws it away to Hartley. That pass incomplete. Blaisdell diving for it. Can't make the catch though. On a cold night like this, your hands are going to get cold. That football is going to get pretty hard.
Yeah, and Powers is coming in too. Give him a little love tap. Let him know that he was in the area.
3rd and 7 again now for the Rams, this time from their own 38. High snap, fakes the handoff. Sacaricia going to keep it himself, trying to break it to the outside. Picks up a big block, gets a first down and more. Up across the 45, maybe to 46.
He's out of bounds with 27 seconds left.
It is enough for a Bangor first down.
He had to pick up some much-needed blocking, though, to break it to the outside. He did.
He's got such long strides, and he's certainly a lot stronger than he was last year. A lot more confident.
1st and 10 from the 46 now. Dropping back to pass, throwing on the far side, caught by Hennigan. Hennigan pushed out of bounds.
A quick out. They're going to keep the clock going. 18 seconds. Couldn't get out.
We'll see what they do here. 10 seconds.
At some point, Adam, they're going to have to go deep. And you think they got a deep safety too.
Yeah, they're dropping back in almost like a prevent defense here.
Right.
And Bangor, they're not going to get the play off.
That's
and
it.
They didn't get the play off. We've reached halftime. Your score after 1 half, Bangor 6, Lawrence nothing. We're going to turn things over to the Bangor Cheerleaders for halftime and the Bangor High School Band. You're watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security Game of the Week.
First to perform, the Bangor High School Junior Varsity Cheerleaders. Bangor football cheerleaders.